Hey, Mike with Marketing Systems by Design here, the channel where we help cleaning business owners generate more traffic, leads, and sales for their business with digital marketing. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to get the latest updates of new videos we put out here to help you build a profitable cleaning business with digital marketing. And in today's video, I'll be walking you through how to advertise your cleaning business on Google with Google Ads step by step. So let's get into it. So first thing to really understand is that Google Ads are great to scale your cleaning business. A lot of tactics and strategies we talk about on this channel are focused around building a content marketing strategy that develops organic traffic to your website. And you certainly want to have that foundation in place ideally before you jump into Google Ads, because again, typically you're going to be driving traffic to your website to a landing page. So if your original base website isn't optimized and you're sending a lot of traffic there, it might lower the conversion rate that you're going to get from your Google Ads. So understand Google advertising is a great way to grow your cleaning business, but typically it's used to scale once the proper foundation is in place. On top of that, running Google Ads can seem a bit confusing, right? There's a lot of options, there's a lot of goals you can choose from. Typically though, what we find is that cleaning business owners get the best results when they're either using a traffic ad or a conversion ad, and they're sending people to a landing page that's going to be optimized to get free quote requests or free estimate requests for people searching for commercial or residential cleaning. So again, really the overall foundation that you're going to want to set up when you're going through setting up Google Ads is knowing where you're sending your traffic to. So setting up that landing page, creating an offer. So it might be a discount on service, a bonus service, or again, just asking for a free estimate or free quote request, creating a landing page for that. You also want to know the targeting, so the location of where you're sending people to see your website. So again, the specific zip codes or cities you're targeting. You also want to make sure that you optimize the right keywords because again, Google Ads are based on search intent. So again, you want to determine what are the best keywords you should be targeting. So they want to be buying keywords, right? So free estimate on commercial cleaning services or free quote for house cleaning services. Those are a couple keywords, for example, that show a high level of buying intent or a high level that they're going to convert when they land on a free estimate page. Finally, you want to make sure that you optimize your budget to get the best results and the most clicks and traffic to your ads. So let's hop on over to the computer and actually walk you through the process of setting up these ads step by step for your cleaning business. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is head to ads.google.com, and you're going to want to set up an ads account with Google. Now, if you have a Google account already, it might automatically log you into that when you click sign up. If not, you can just create a new Google Ads account here, and we'll just walk you through the process step by step when you head to ads.google.com. All right, so the next step of setting up your Google Ads is to actually create a landing page. And you're going to need this before you actually even begin to set up your ads. And so what this is going to do is be a hub where you send traffic from your ads to. So if you're creating a conversion ad, just a traffic ad, whatever the case might be, you want to send them to a landing page. And basically the sole purpose of this page is going to be to get someone to fill out a quote request form or to call you. So as you can see on this page, this is one for residential cleaning services. So it's hitting on some key things. One, for example, is pain points that your customer is experiencing. So they are busy, they're time broke, they're stressed out, they don't have time to clean their homes, they want a healthy environment in their home. They want to know that quality work is going to be done if they do hire a cleaning service. So that's really what these bullet points are highlighting here. Again, it gives them the option to call and then also become a quote lead right here. The first thing that they see tells them to request an estimate It has some social proof, some credibility points, so different organization the company is affiliated with, a little bit about who they are and what they do. So talking about some of the features of the services. Then also you'll see a quote from the owner, so kind of their philosophy, and then also reviews and testimonials. So these are very powerful as well because it builds social proof and credibility that the company does what they say they're going to do and provides great service. And so definitely include reviews and testimonies on your landing page as well if you can. And then again, another call to action to request a free estimate. So this is just kind of a general idea that you're going to want to use when creating a landing page for your Google Ads. You also want to make sure to create a thank you page, and this is very simple. You just create a page that says thanks for requesting an estimate. Our team will be in contact with you shortly. And the biggest thing is just to have one of these because you'll use this URL and traffic that visits it as a means to calculate when a conversion happens. So you also want to have this before setting up your Google Ads. Now that you have an account set up, the next thing you want to do is create your first campaign. So when you're logged in, you'll see basically an overview of your Google Ads, and the first thing you want to do is click on the button that says New Campaign, and this will walk you through the setup process of creating your first ad campaign on Google. The next section that you're prompted with of the new campaign is choosing a goal for your Google ad. Now, a lot of people get overwhelmed at this point and they're not sure what to pick. The good news is you can just click on the bottom right corner there where it says create a campaign without a goals guidance, and you can actually set everything else up without picking a specific goal, and your ad will still run just fine. So choose that, and then we'll move on to the next section. All right, so the next step of creating your Google Ads is to choose what type of ad you want to run. And so there's a lot of different options here. A lot of people, again, get confused what all of these mean, but the reality is for a commercial cleaning business or a residential cleaning business, the best option is pretty much going to be the search campaign. So this is what we want to choose for now and pick for running your Google Ads. Now, the next aspect of the campaign setup is to select where you want to get results from for the campaign. And so you have a couple options here that you can select. I would suggest selecting the website visits and then also phone calls. So on these, for the website visits, you want to just enter your landing page that you created. And then also for phone calls, you want to insert your company's phone number. Now, if you have a specific tracking phone number that you might have set up through CallRail, for example, where it basically will give you a phone number and then forward to your main phone number, but it also allows you the ability to track that calls came from that specific number. So this is a great thing to implement if you haven't done so yet, because you can separate out where your phone calls are coming from, and then this can help you determine which of your ads are working better, or if ads in general are outperforming other forms of marketing that you're doing for your cleaning business. So set these two up with your landing page website and the phone number you want, and then move on to the next step. The next section you come to will be considered the general settings. And so in this setting, again, you have your search ad selected. You're also going to name your campaign, so name it something that's relevant for the ad that you're running. You'll also get to this point where you have search network and display network. And so there are other options where Google actually is showing your ads, but typically you want to uncheck these because while it is in the Google network, more often than not, these pages aren't necessarily related to the ads that you're actually running. And so you might get exposure, but you also might not get as many clicks, and some of the clicks that you do get might be more irrelevant than if they're just showing up on the actual Google search. So typically I recommend unchecking these boxes when you set this part up. Also, right below this, you're going to see a thing that says show more settings. You might want to go into this and check these options out because it gives you the ability to set a start and end date for your ad. Typically though, what we do is we set the ad up to run continually, and then you can just simply pause the ad if you don't want it to run anymore. But for some reason, if you think you're going to set it up and forget about it, you can set an end date, so you don't have to manually go in and turn the ad off. But this is all found in the show more settings, which is slightly below what you're seeing here on the screen. The next step of advertising your cleaning business on Google is to choose the locations you want to target with your ad. So unless you're a national cleaning company, you want to select the option of enter another location. And so with this option, what you can do is you can enter in specific cities, and you can also enter specific zip codes. And so this option is usually the best one because it can get it really targeted down to the specific areas and cities and zip codes that you want to run your ads in. On top of that, there's another section that says location options. So you want to make sure that you click on this, because Google's default setting is going to be this top one where it says people in or who show interest in your targeted locations. It says recommended, but that's not actually a good idea, because what this does, it just happens to show your ad that people maybe are interested in that area but don't actually live in that area. So typically people that are hiring a cleaning service are only going to be doing so if they actually live in that area. So you want to select the option that's in the middle there that says people in or regularly in your targeted locations, because if somebody happens to randomly be in that location but doesn't actually live there, your ads can show up. And again, that means you're going to pay for those ads, and you might be targeting people that aren't actually interested in what you're offering because they don't technically live in that location. So make sure that when you enter all your zip codes in, all the cities you want to target, check this second option that says people in or regularly in your targeted locations. The next section is pretty self-explanatory. You're just simply choosing the languages you want to target with your ad. Again, if your ad is in English, I would recommend targeting English speakers. But if you happen to run your ad in different languages, you could obviously choose that language as the targeting you're using for your ad. Moving on to the next section is audiences. Now, if you're running keywords, you technically don't really need to have this implemented in your ad, but if you weren't going to use specific keywords, you could target specific audiences as well. And Google has kind of their own groups that they put into audiences. Most of them might not be the most relevant for showing your ads, but this one, for example, is actually home cleaning services. So that might be a potential audience you could utilize if you were running ads for house cleaning. But again, if you're running specific keywords and ads based on that, it's kind of redundant to use these audiences as well. But if you are trying new things, this could be an option to use to target various audiences. But we don't necessarily recommend it if you're running keyword-based ads. The next section involves choosing the right budget for your Google ads. And so one thing to really understand is that you are putting in your daily budget. So you want to take whatever you want to spend for the month and simply divide by 30, and that's going to get you your average ad spend for the day. So for example, let's say you wanted to spend $1,500 a month. You just take 1,500 divided by 30, and you're going to get $50 a day. So that's what you'd want to put into this spot. Now, one thing to understand is that Google Ads do fluctuate. So even if you do put $50 here, sometimes it spends more than that, sometimes it spends less than that. But on average, over a month time frame, it tends to average out to be around that ad spend that you enter into this spot. But understand they do have the authority basically to run your ads for more than the number you put here on a specific given day. Another thing you can do is select conversions, or basically what you want your ads to focus on here, your bidding strategy. Again, we typically recommend conversions. You can also do clicks here if you want. That's basically going to optimize your ad to get the most clicks on it. But again, it might not necessarily be the most relevant clicks if you choose to go that route.
So we recommend conversions here. You can also set an option for setting a target cost per action. But if you don't necessarily know what this is, or you put in the wrong number here, you might end up paying more for a cost per lead or conversion, or paying way less but not really get any if you set it too low. So typically we recommend not choosing this option unless you're more advanced and have been running Google Ads for a while, and then you actually know what the average cost per conversion is. So basically just set a budget here daily that you're comfortable with, and then also set conversions as the option that it's going to optimize your bidding for. The last section you'll set up on this page is add extensions, and basically what this does, it gives you the option to add different links that go to various parts of your page, or you can also do different phone numbers if you go to different departments, or maybe there's different services you're promoting on the ad. So you might do a general house cleaning ad but have an extension that highlights your carpet cleaning service, and so you have another landing page dedicated to that. Or maybe you have a floor care service or a post-construction cleanup service, and so it gives you different options where you can add other extensions to your ad that people might be interested in. So if you have a wide variety of services, you can add this to your Google ad, but it's not something you necessarily need to do. But as Google claims, you can get up to 15% higher click-through rate by showing extra information. So again, take it for what you want, but you can add these as extras on your ads by putting in different extensions here. So the next section you're going to set up on your Google ad is creating ad groups. And what this is basically different sets of keywords that you want to target for your ad. So you can create one keyword group, or you can create multiple ones to test them against each other. Now, if you don't have any idea what type of keywords to use, you can actually type in your website here, or you could even type in a competitor's website and see what keywords come up that are relevant to that website. So these can be a good starting point to use. As you can see in this picture, we used myhousecleaningbiz.com. So this is actually a training site for cleaning business owners. So it's not necessarily going to make sense to target house cleaning with this website if that's what I was advertising, but these could be relevant terms for your website. Now, one thing to pay attention to is on the bottom here where it says match types. And so it lists broad match, phrase match, and exact match. And so this is important because broad match means you can put in a term like cleaning services, and it could give you basically terms that are related to that specific term, and it could also include other keywords that don't necessarily make sense. So hence the term broad. It's going to give you a wide range of targeting related to that keyword. Typically, we recommend using phrase match and exact match, the other two options there. So all you need to do to use those is simply put either quotes around the word or put brackets around the word to do exact match. And so phrase match just means that someone has to type in that specific phrase, but other words can be around it for your ad to show up. Exact match means they have to type in exactly that specific keyword that you put in. So typically you're going to get more targeted, relevant clicks and views on your ads when you use phrase match and exact match. But if you're just looking for general exposure or kind of to test keywords and see what other related things people are searching for to show your ad come up, to kind of get new keyword ideas, that could be an option if you use broad match. But typically we recommend phrase match and exact match because it's going to give you more relevant traffic and clicks coming to your ads. But set up these ad groups is the next step. So choose keywords that have a high buying intent here. So keywords like free quote for house cleaning services, or free commercial cleaning estimate, free quote on residential cleaning, carpet cleaning quotes, things like that. So things that are related to someone making that buying decision or requesting a quote, not really the initial research phase, but more the buying phase of that customer are the keywords you want to target. The final aspect of creating your ad is actually writing your ad. And so with this part, it's not too terribly difficult. You want to make sure that you include the URL that you want your ad to drive traffic to. So again, this is just the landing page that you're sending people to. Your headline and second headline and third headline should just really describe what it is that you're offering. If you have any kind of special offer that you're including, basically a call to action, and then describing the service if there's room to do that. So in this case, as you can see, we went with free quote on house cleaning, 20% off your first cleaning. And then the description section, you're just going to include a description that maybe hits on a pain point for your ideal customers, shares a benefit of your services, and then again has a call to action to have them request a quote or give you a call. And so you want to enter that, and then that's really about it. So you can put in the display path. So if you wanted to put in something like free estimate request there, or free quote, or free house cleaning quote, you could certainly do that to up the SEO of the ad. But overall, this is the general format that you want to follow, is just listing free estimate request or get a free estimate, click here for a free estimate. If you have some kind of bonus offer, you can include that. And then again, just describing your service and hitting on a pain point, and then telling them to click the ad to request a quote or give you a call. There are great options to include on a ad like this for house cleaning or commercial cleaning.
Now, some final thoughts on how to advertise your cleaning business with Google Ads. One thing is that you want to make sure that you test and track everything as you run your ads. A lot of people don't necessarily do this, or they think that their ads need to be perfect the first time they create them, and the reality is that's not the case. Even as you become more experienced with running ads, you get better at writing the ad copy for your ads, you're still going to create multiple versions, A/B test them against each other, meaning that you run one type of ad, maybe you tweak the targeting, maybe you tweak the locations or the offer on the ad, the landing page, the copy in the ad, right? There's a lot of variables you can test and track and perform against each other, but you create multiple versions, you run them for a time to get a decent amount of traffic, a decent amount of people seeing that ad, see which one performs best, and then test and track different versions and continually improve this process as you go along. Again, the professionals do this, so don't think that you need to write the perfect ad on day one. You just continually improve as you go. Another big thing to understand is that you want to set proper expectations for your results when you're running Google Ads. A lot of cleaning business owners get the mistaken idea that they can basically just run an ad on a super small budget and they're going to get hundreds of phone calls from these ads. And the reality is that's not the case. Again, take for example, maybe you did $1,000 a month budget for your ad spend. Well, that breaks down to about $33 a day that you're spending on ads. Now, if you look at commercial cleaning or residential cleaning, typically commercial cleaning, those keywords that have a high buying intent are pretty competitive and they might be more expensive to get clicks on those words. So again, that could be anywhere from $15 to $30 or more per individual click on that ad. So again, if your budget is only $33 a day in this example, that might only be 1 to 2 clicks on your ad per day. And again, understand not everyone that clicks on your ad is going to become a lead, is going to call, is going to become a customer, right? So again, understanding the numbers of it, you might not get the most amazing results that you're expecting on a very little budget because it is a competitive bidding platform. So if someone bids higher, they're going to get that click. And again, it's a numbers game where not everyone that clicks your ad is going to call, it's going to become a lead. So don't expect a huge flood of calls and a huge flood of business on a small budget. So set your expectations appropriately. Again, Google advertising works when you work it, when you set up the right targeting, you have the right offer, your ads are compelling. But again, it's all based on your budget. And if you have a very tiny budget, you should expect tiny results. If you have a bigger budget, you can expect more results. But again, it's a competitive landscape. So it's also going to be important to understand how competitive the market is, the size of the market, and various other things like that. So be sure to test and track, have proper expectations, set up the ads like we've talked about in this video, and you'll be well on your way to starting to generate high quality traffic, leads, and sales for your cleaning business with Google advertising. Again, hopefully you got some benefit and value out of this video. If you did, feel free to comment and share. And again, if you haven't done so, subscribe to get the latest updates of new videos we put out here. And if you're struggling with advertising your cleaning business on Google, reach out to us at our agency at marketingsystemsbydesign.com. We can certainly help you do that for you. But then also, if you are struggling to generate leads with other methods, we've actually put together a free video training on the top 10 lead sources for cleaning business owners. So if you'd like to get that free training, click on the link in the description below this video and check out that free video on the top 10 lead sources for cleaning business owners. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.